नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णस्वधामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह कलौ नष्टदृशामेष पुराणार्कादोनोदितः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय वेलकम एवरीवन हरे कृष्ण so we will continue our study of the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We had just started the second chapter last time, and I think we did about 3 verses. So we will review them and move ahead. अत्र सर्ग विसर्गश्च स्थानं पोषणम् ऊतय मन्वन्तर ईशानुकता निरोध muktimashraya. In Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a Mahapuran, there are 10 subject matters or 10 topics that are discussed. Of course, we could at another point have detailed discussion on what these 10 topics are and how are they relevant to the student of Srimad Bhagavatam. But sufficient to say for now that the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it deals with a topic called as Uti. Utaya Karma Vasana. The word Uti has been defined as desires. So in the seventh canto, Uti, two desires have been displayed. There is a Shubh Vasana and there is a Ashubh Vasana. Vasana means desire. Karma Vasana means desire. So the seventh canto, the Saptam Skand, deals with this topic of good desire and bad desire. So two personalities have been kept as ideals in this chapter. One, Hiranyakashipu, as to how not to be, because he is the personification of bad desire. And Prahlad Maharaj as an ideal for how we should aspire to be, because he's the personification of good desire. So Shubha Vasana Murti is Prahlad Maharaj and Ashubha Vasana Murti is Hiranyakashipu. And both of them have come head to head in the seventh canto. So therefore this canto, this skanda deals with the Vishaya, the topic of Uti. So Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, Poshanam, Uti, Utaya, Manvantara, Ishanukatha, Nirodha, Muktim, Ashraya. 10 topics. So Sarga refers to primary creation. Visarga refers to Vishesha Sarga, secondary creation. Sthanam refers to places that are created. So basically, primary creation is done by Bhagavan, Vishnu. Secondary creation is done by Brahmaji. Then Sthanam, all the places that are created. Then after creating all the places, Poshanam, how protection is given to the devotees. Then Uti, the Shubha and Ashubha Vasana. So basically first two cantos are considered to be the Adhikara Skanda, which means reading them gives us entrance or qualification or eligibility to enter into these 10 topics. So starting from the third canto, fourth canto, fifth canto, sixth canto, seventh canto, systematically, you'll find all these topics, 10 topics being covered. Where in the third canto, fourth canto, fifth canto, Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, especially fifth canto, you can see the Bhumandala description. So that is the Sthanam. Sixth canto, you can see how Ajamil was protected, how Chitraketu, Vritrasur was protected. Those are examples of Poshanam. And in the seventh canto, Prahlad Maharaj in Hiranyakashipu, the context is Utaya or Uti, referring to Shubha Vasana and Ashubha Vasana. Now, the question could be, coming back to the context of the start of the seventh canto, Yudhishthir Maharaj at the Rajasuya Sabha is asking Narada Muni, How is it that someone like Hiranyakashipu became negatively disposed towards his own son, Prahlad? So that's the first question. What caused dvesha or envy in the heart of Hiranyakashipu towards Prahlad? Second question is, how did Prahlad, being born in a demoniac family, become such a great devotee? How did that happen? How did Hiranyakashipu develop envy towards his own son to the extent that he was ready to murder him repeatedly through so many ways, through so many people? And second question, how did Prahlad, being born in a demoniac family, develop bhakti? Also, subtopics or sub questions to that second question would mean, what standard of devotion did Prahlad attain? Who was the sadhu who was instrumental in the life of Prahlad? And things like that. What were his practices? What were his favorable mindsets towards the Lord? How did he navigate through unfavorable circumstances? And that's why Narad Muni goes into great detail discussing and describing the life of Prahlad Maharaj. So now this question could be in our life too. How does Shubh Vasana develop and how does Ashubh Vasana develop? How does So what does Shubh Vasana mean? Devotional mindset, devotional desires, like Prahlad Maharaj. And what does Ashubh Vasana mean? Ashubh Vasana means the desire to enjoy this world. When there is complete conviction that there is joy in the objects of this world, that is an Ashubh Vasana. And when there is complete realization that there is no joy in this world, that is Shubh Vasana. You can see Prahlad Maharaj, he lived amidst so much opulence. Prahlad Maharaj is the son of the king of the universe. He is the heir to the throne. He has all the wealth possible, all the gold coins possible, all the name, fame, reputation possible, all the clothing possible, all the prestige, position, honor possible, all the fan following possible. Prahlad has everything that people yearn and cry and beat each other for in the present generation. There are people robbing banks and murdering people just to be little more richer than they are. And then there are people um, dragging each other to court just over property disputes and inheritance. Imagine Prahlad is the exclusive heir to the throne. And because he had Shubha Vasana, Prahlad Maharaj has absolutely no desire to enjoy any of that. So this is the symptom of someone having Shubhvasana in their heart. That even when they are like Vibhishan in the middle of Lanka, Suvarna Lanka, they have absolutely no desire to enjoy. On the other hand, Ashubhvasana means Duryodhan, where he's ready to gamble, he's ready to disrobe, he's ready to set homes on fire, he's ready to murder, he's ready to poison, he's ready to put people on exile, he's ready to cheat only to become kings, only to try to loot like a dacoit, like a highway robber, and cause harm to others. The pain in the life of Yudhishthir Maharaj was the source of joy in the life of Duryodhan. Let that sentence just sink in. The source of joy in the life of Duryodhan was oozed out of the source of pain and distress in the life of the Pandavas. Just having Durvasa with 60,000 disciples go to the Pandavas, especially after Draupadi Devi had had her meal, and when the Akshaya Patra wouldn't be applicable for the day. This in itself, this sinister plan was the source of joy for Duryodhan. Can you imagine? This is the display of Ashubhasana. So now for us, we should understand in our heart, we have Shubhasana and Ashubhasana. Sometimes we feel like chanting. Sometimes we feel like watching a movie. Sometimes we feel like going to a temple. Sometimes we feel like going to a restaurant. Sometimes we feel like hearing Hari Katha. And sometimes we feel bored and now we want to, um, whatever, enjoy in this world. So both Shubha and Ashubha Vasana live in our heart. And now we need to know how to increase the Shubha Vasana temperature and how to reduce the Ashubhasana temperature. We have the knob with us. How should we increase the Shubhasana and how should we reduce the Ashubhasana? So, how does that happen? Simple. We can just analyze in the seventh canto. Jai and Vijay are associates of Narayana. They are devotees, they are servants, they are doorkeepers. What caused Ashubhasana in them? Only one thing: being cursed by a sadhu, being cursed, displeasing the four Kumaras. When one has um, Maryada Vyatikraman, when there is breach of etiquette and displeasure at the feet of a Vaishnav, displeasure especially at the feet of a Mahat, a sadhu, like the four Kumaras, immediately in the heart of Jai and Vijay, Ashubh Vasana manifested and the desire to enjoy this world came in. On the other hand, let's analyze the life of Prahlad Maharaj. He's a little child in the womb, has not gone through Gurukul system, hasn't gone through brahmacharya, hasn't gone through living in the forest, hasn't gone through austere eating. He's just living in the womb. He has no connection with this world except Mother Kayadhu. But hearing Harikatha and receiving Mahat Kripa, the blessings of Narada Muni, caused Shuvasana in his life. So it's very simple. It's very simple. Kahare na kore ninda Krishna Krishna bole, Ajaya Chaitanya Shai jinive kahale. Not displeasing Vaishnavas, not being the object of wrath of seniors. That's one thing to take care. And what to aspire for? To receive the blessings, to receive the good wishes of pure Vaishnavas, advanced Vaishnavas. This is all that we should aspire for. Therefore, Rahu Ganaita Tapasa Nayati, Na Chejaya Nirvapanad Grihatva, Na Chandasa Naiva Jalagni Suryo, Vina Mahat Padarajo Vishekam. Chadabharat. He says, O Rahugana, tapasa nayati. It is not by tapasya that one becomes great. Rahuganaita tapasa nayati nacha ijjaya, not by worship, not by sannyas, not by. It is not by being submerged in ice cold water neck deep on a winter night, or being surrounded by flames of fire on a summer afternoon. Not by all of these things that one gets Krishna. Only one thing. Vina mahat padarajo abhishekam. Smearing oneself by the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, pure Vaishnavas. Oh, this is the Ramban. This is the sure shot formula to attain the lotus feet of Sri Hari. Radhika charana renu bhushana kariya tanu anayase pabi giridhari. Just by smearing the dust of the lotus feet of pure Vaishnavas, especially the Brajbasis, the Brajagopis, Srimati Radharani, the dust of Vrindavan, it is described by having the dust of the feet of Vaishnavas on our head, one will get Krishna. So this is literal, and at the same time, this is symbolic. In the sense, just by taking dust from somebody's feet and smearing on the head, or smearing our body with the dust of a Vaishnav's feet, but not obeying them, this will not do. Just by taking dust from Vaishnava's lotus feet and putting it like talcum powder on the body, this will not do. Taking dust from the Vaishnav's feet means where do you find dust? How can you find the dust of Vaishnava's feet? By walking behind them. In olden times, they didn't wear footwear. So they are walking barefoot, the sadhus. So how do you find the dust of the sand particles at the sole of their feet? If you walk behind them, you can get that dust, which means following their heart, following their mood. Without following the instructions of one's Guru Pada Padma, one's Guru Maharaj, one's Guru Parampara, it is not possible to get Krishna. Yasya aprasadat na gati kutobi. It's only, in Prabhupada's words, phantasmagoria. I did not know what this word meant. 99% of the people outside won't know what it means. These are vocabulary in Prabhupada's books. Before reading Prabhupada's books, I didn't know words like um, cosmic manifestation. I don't know what it means. Similarly, even the words like sense gratification, modes of material nature. These are typical words found in Srila Prabhupada's book. Speculation, mental speculation. I didn't know what these words mean. Um, and phantasmagoria. Phantasmagoria means akasha pushpayate, which means living in a lala world, lala land, living in your own Alice in Wonderland, right? There are some people living in their own world of imagination. This is called phantasmagoria. So Prabhupada writes that without pleasing a Vaishnav, you cannot attain Krishna. And if someone thinks they can, this is simply phantasmagoria. Nobody ever, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj once wrote in a letter that nobody ever has received Krishna's grace without receiving the grace of a sadhu. So Narad Muni's grace, Mahat Kripa, is what caused Prahlad Maharaj to receive Shubhvasana. And the wrath of the four Kumaras, Vyatikraman, breaking etiquette, is what caused Jay and Vijay to become Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha with Ashubhvasana in their heart. Which means for us, as soon as you displease Gurudev, you break the instructions given by Guru. As soon as we go away from the heart, the mood and mission of our Guru Parampara, you will see immediately material desires will start rising in the heart. We will not even realize. We will not even realize. When a pilot is driving the airplane in the positive direction, if he's not following the compass properly, if that 80-degree becomes 82-degree, he may end up landing himself in a different city altogether. Just 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree difference in that transition will land him in a different city. What to speak of spiritual life? Little deviation away from the instructions of our Guru Parampara will cause Ashubh Vasana, Ashubh material desires in the heart. And little by little by little by little, there'll be deviation from the actual goal. So this is the central heartbeat of the seventh canto. Everything else is the storyline with the details, but this is the heartbeat. Uti, Shubhvasana, Ashubhvasana, Mahat Kripa, Mahat Vyatikraman. So therefore, what is the greatest blessing we can ask in our life? Tulayamalavenapi na swargam na punarbhavam bhagavat sangi sangasya martyanam kimutashisha. This verse comes twice in the Bhagavatam. You can find this verse in the first canto. Same, all 4 lines same. And you can find the same verse repeated in the fourth canto. What does the verse say? Tulayam lavenapi naswargam na punarbhavam. In this world, the greatest gift we can ask for is Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya. Having chance to associate with a person who associates with Krishna, which means Gurudev, our Guru Parampara, senior Vaishnavas, Sadhu Guru. महत कृपा बिने कोनो कर्म भक्ति नाय कृष्ण भक्ति दूर रहो संसार ना ही क्षय चैतन्य चरितामृत that mahat kripa bine without the kripa the blessings of great souls kono karma bhakti nai no activity can be considered bhakti without the blessings of a sadhu. One could be chanting japa, one could be reading, but they all become bhakti when they are approved with the blessings of pure Vaishnavas. Mahat kripa bine kono karma bhakti nai. Krishna bhakti dur raho. Without mercy of sadhus, forget about Krishna bhakti. Sansar nahi kshoy. One cannot even go beyond cycle of birth and death. One cannot. Therefore, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in the first canto Bhagavatam, he says the 14 steps that lead one to Krishna They all start with Mahat Sangha, Mahat Kripa, Mahat Seva. 3 points. Associating with a sadhu, receiving the grace of a sadhu, and the opportunity to render service. Mahat Sangha, opportunity to associate with great souls. Mahat Kripa, Mahat Seva. Now it's interesting in what order they come. The order is first there is Mahat Sangha. You get chance to associate with a great soul. Then in that association, there is Mahat Seva. You must render service. And then being pleased by that Seva Vritti, there'll be Mahat Kripa. There'll be mercy. Now, what does that Seva mean? It could mean different things. Driving Prabhupada from one place to another could be Mahat Seva, serving Prabhupada. Or sitting in the class of a great soul and pleasing him by being attentive and receiving in the heart what they're trying to say and imbibing that in life. This in itself is Mahat Seva. Sometimes we think Seva means opportunity to cook for them, make rotis for them. And there's so much competition on the filling up of a Google sheet. Let's say if Sri Guru comes or somebody is visiting, then everyone wants to fight to receive them from the airport or make rotis, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Great, this is all wonderful. But how many rotis can they take after all? How many rotis can the sadhu eat? He's a sadhu for a reason that he doesn't eat so many rotis. If he starts eating so many rotis, bhalo na khaibe, bhalo na poribe, amani na man deya sada Krishna naam lobe, braje Radha Krishna seva manasi koribe. His sadhuta will be broken, right? The greatest seva we can do to a great soul is receiving their Harikatha and Harikirtan. What they're coming to give, we must receive. Imagine if you're busy cooking and in the class we are not attentive. We are not there sitting and receiving what they're trying to give. But at that time, we are running around doing other things. And then we say, Kripa karo. Aap kripa karo, Ashirvad karo. Wahi kripa, wahi Ashirvad. That same blessing, that same kripa. Personalities like Srila Prabhupada and so many wonderful acharyas, they're giving through their books, through their lectures, through their instructions. So receiving that seriously and restructuring our life in a way that we align our heart to their heart. Last evening we had a Hari Katha program and we were discussing this, that typically in India we find this, that when someone's driving a cycle and they're not able to pedal, they find a truck in front of them, they'll just hold the truck. And now you don't have to pedal, you just have to hold the cycle with one hand and you hold on to the truck with the other. And now the speed of the truck carries the bike, right? The bicycle. So we're all like that. The sadhu is the truck. So just holding on by aligning our heart to their heart. Many times we try to arm twist the sadhu to agree to what we want to hear. This is not sadhu seva. This is not guru seva. There are three types of personalities who come to guru. There is the mood of guru sevak, who does guru seva. Then there is a guru bhogi, and there is a guru tyagi. Three types. Guru sevi or guru sevak or sevika means aligning our heart to the heart of Sri Guru. Guru bhogi means I want something and I want somehow my guru to agree to what I want him to agree to. Right? I want to listen to something. And sometimes people do this. They ask the same question to 5, 6 different people. Till the time they don't get the same answer that they want to hear, they will continue asking. This is not seva. This is bhog. This is enjoying the guru. Imagine being with the guru with the desire what I can take out of him. Many times this mentality will be there. So for example, let me go and sit close to guru so that every photo that comes of the Guru, I am also there in that photo. In the present culture of social media, let me take a selfie with my Guru or my superiors, or let me write a book, or let me write something that I want to publish, that I want to propagate. And let me act as if I am showing it to my Guru and he's very happy with it. So now that photo I can show everyone as if my Guru is appreciating and approving and advertising. You see, it's a very subtle point. We have to be very careful. There, our Ashubh Vasana, our material desire is prominent, and we are using the popularity of a sadhu, the compassion of a sadhu to our benefit. How long can we cheat? Krishna is sitting in the heart. He knows everything, inside out, upside down. So that's the second category. The third category is a Guru Tyagi. There are people who hip hop and skip gurus one after another. They will take Diksha from one place. Then after some time, they will give up that guru. Then they will change another sampradaya. They will go to another guru. Then they will take mantra from there. Then they will give up that guru. Then they will go to another guru. This happens so many times in Kali Yuga. So this is not very pleasing. This may be a very intense topic. Sorry um, if I'm touching some sensitive nerves, but it is for myself and for all of us that we are sitting together because these are very important topics. By serving, by receiving grace, that's how we get Krishna. Therefore, Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kim Utashishaha. Association with a great soul, opportunity to hear and chant in their association, please them and receive their blessings. This is the greatest gift Krishna can give. When Krishna is pleased with someone's bhajan, Krishna reciprocates by giving them sadhu sangha. When you receive the association of a sadhu, that is in itself a proof that Krishna is pleased with us. सुनो पवन सुत रहनी हमारी जिमी दसनन बिच जिह्वा बिचारी अब मोहि भा भरोसा हनुमंता बिनु हरि कृपा मिला ही नहीं संता. Goswami Tulsidas ji has written, Vibhishan ji is speaking to Hanuman and he's saying, Suno pavan sut rehni hamari. Oh Hanuman ji, this is how my life in Lanka has been. Jimmy dasanan bich jivha bichari. Just like the soft tongue lives between the sharp teeth, I am like the soft tongue, that's Vibhishan, living in the mouth called Lanka, crushed between the sharp teeth. Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Shurpanaka, and so many Rakshasis and Rakshasas. They're all like sharp teeth. Now, this is interesting because the teeth always cuts the tongue, but the tongue never retaliates. And nor does it leave the mouth. And Vibhishan is the right soft tongue, which is continuously chanting the name of Ram, living in the mouth called Lanka, amidst the sharp canine teeth of the Asuric presence. सुनो पवन सुत रहनी हमारी जिमी दसनन बिच जिभा बिचारी. Living in Lanka between all these negative, bad association, Vibhishan continued to chant Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram and worship Ramachandra. So what did he receive by doing bhajan? Oh, he received the blessings of Ram. How? By having the association of Hanuman. Abu mohi bha bharosa Hanumanta binu hari kripa milahi nahi santa. By doing bhajan, Krishna is pleased. When Krishna is pleased, he gives mercy in the form of association of a sadhu. Now, in that association, if you hear but you don't implement or you displease that sadhu, then Ashubh Vasana will rise. And if we please by serving and we receive their blessings, then Shubha Vasana will rise. So, this is our battle in this world. For lifetimes, our heart has been filled with only Ashubh Vasana because we never did bhajan. We never had Kripa of Krishna. We never had sadhu sangha. Therefore, we never had sadhu seva, and therefore we never had sadhu kripa. And because of lack of sadhu kripa, there was no opportunity to receive shubhavasana, favorable spiritual desires. Or let's say we may have had association of sadhus in our past life. And for all you know, we may be, you never know, we may be sitting in the association of a devotee congregation and making fun of the preacher or making fun of the philosophy. We would have made fun of Shastra. It's possible in our past lives. There would have been a Harinam Sankirtan party walking past us, and we would have made fun. Oh, look at these people. Come on, be little ambitious, get a job, make some money. Where is this? Walking in dhoti and kurta and chanting Hare Krishna. You have nothing to do in life, and therefore look at them. We may have said things like that. And as soon as we say things like that, because of avidya, because of lack of knowledge, you see, only when you enter a dark room will you not know where to step, and accidentally you step on broken pieces of glass and the sole of the feet starts to bleed. The problem is lack of light or darkness in the room. So, because of avidya in the heart, we have stepped over so many glass pieces in our life of making fun of others, mocking others, judging others. And many of them may have been sadhus, very advanced Vaishnavas. And just because the sadhus are humble and tolerant, we make fun of them and they don't retaliate. It's not that it's not going to come back. दुखिया को न सताइए दुखिया देगा रोए और दुखिया के जब मुखिया देखे तेरी गति का होए. Right? We may make people cry, but they are not by themselves. They have Akhil Brahmanda Nayak, Sri Hari with them. So by Mahad Vyatikraman, Ashubh Vasana rises in the heart. And that is exactly the section here. Canto 7, Chapter 2, where Hiranyakashipu is calling out to his men with anger because now he wants to revolt against Vishnu. Anyway, Ashubh Vasana rose because of Mahad Vyatikraman, four Kumaras, Dvesh, envy. Now he had an extra reason. That person whom he envied also happened to kill his best friend in the form of his brother, Hiranyaksha. So Hiranyakashipu is fuming. So let's read from this section. Text 1 onwards. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, Text 1. Sri Narada Uvacha Bhrataryevam vinihate harina krodamurtina hiranyakashipu rajan paryatapyat rusha shucha. So two words have been used, rusha and shucha. Paryatapyat. Paryatapyat means Hiranyakashipu was completely burning. Pari mane from all directions. Inside out, he was burning. What kind of burning? Rusha, anger, and Shucha, lamentation. He was lamenting, how could this happen to my brother? When he thought of Hiranyaksha, because Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev, Varaha Murtima. So here it's Kroda Murtina. In the form of Varahadev, Hiranyaksha was killed. So a lot of lamentation. How could I lose my brother? And a lot of anger against Varahadev. So Bhratari evam vinihate, seeing the death of his brother, by whom Harina, Krodamurtina, by Hari, who had appeared in the form of a wild boar, Varahadev, Hiranyakashipu, Paryatapya Drusha Shucha, with anger, with lamentation, burning existence. What did he do? Aha Chedam Rusha Purna Sandashta Dashana Chada. Text 2. Kopo Jwalad Kopo Jwaladbhyam Chakshurabhyam Nirikshan Dhumram Ambaram. Ah, he called out. Whom did he call out? To all of his Daityas and Danavas. And Rusha Purna, with so much anger. Now, generally, you don't repeat yourself if you actually have said once. Well, if you said Rusha Shucha, then Narad Muni will not repeat. But by saying Rusha again, Rusha Purna, it means Hiranyakashipu was very angry. And it's described how angry was he? Kopo jwaladbhyam chakshurbhyam. His eyes were spitting fire flames. In this world, you can see somebody who's very angry, they get bloodshot. Their blood pressure increases, and sometimes they're trembling and they spit venom through their mouth and spit flames through their eyes. Sometimes people throw their phone on the ground or they bang a table or things like that, crazy things like that. When anger takes over, the person loses control. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramsha buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. How succinctly Krishna speaks. Two little words and too deep, too grave a statement. So Hiranyakashipu is, it's described here that his eyes are fuming. It's almost fire, and not just fire, dhumran. Even smoke is coming out of his eyes. Now, it's, at least present day, you don't see, however angry somebody gets, you don't see smoke coming out of their eyes. So, all small town Hiranyakashipus. Prabhupada used to say that even if you envy God, why don't you be the best demon? If you want to be a demon who envies God, don't just envy him sitting in some corner of the world. Be like Hiranyakashipu, where you envy the Lord so much that the devatas have to tremble, and Hari incarnates just to take you to task. So here, Dhumram Ambaram, the whole sky started becoming smoky. First of all, having fire coming out of your eyes and smoke coming out of the eyes, and that smoke spreading all over and covering the sky. And now Hiranyakashipu Nirikshan, he's looking up. He's looking towards the sky and speaking. Why? Because even Hiranyakashipu knows, where does Vishnu live? He lives up. Even in present generation, you can sometimes hear in Hindi people say, अरे कम से कम ऊपर वाले से तो डरो. ऊपर वाले से डरो. If not for anything, at least fear the Lord who lives up there. Right? So this is a fact. Sri Hari is up there. So even Hiranyakashipu, however great a demon he is, he's looking up, Nirikshan. Upar dekhkar, he's looking at the sky which has become smoky. And Sandashta Dashanachhada. Sandashta means to bite completely, and Dashana means teeth, and Chhada means to cover, Achhadit karna. So the lower lip which covers the teeth. So when you talk, the upper teeth is seen, but the lower teeth is not seen because the lower lip covers. So Srimad Bhagavatam is so wonderful. Instead of saying lower lip, it says Dashana Chhada. दांतों को जो आच्छादित करे वो ओष्ठ, द लोअर लिप विच कवर्स द टीथ, and that sandashta with the upper teeth, Hiranyakashipu was biting the lower lip with frustration, with lamentation, with anger. And kopa ujjwalobhyam chakshurbhyam, eyes are fiery, smoky. He's looking up, he's yelling, shouting, he's giving his speech. His body's trembling with anger and he's biting his lower lip. So next time you see that manifestation, hopefully not in ourselves, but when you see it around, then remember Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 3. Karala damshtrogra drishtya dushprekshya bhrukuti mukha shulam udyamya sadasi danavan idam abravit. So Karala Damshtra Ugra Drishtya Dushpreksha Bhrukuti Mukha. Karala Damshtra. Teeth are intense, terrible. You wouldn't have a dental checkup, regular dental checkup. It's important that devotees have proper dental oral hygiene. It's very important because you will be chanting Hare Krishna, you will be chanting Diksha mantras, you'll be performing deity worship. Imagine you're dressing your Bal Gopal closely, and Gopalji will be like You go brush and come home. That's the first seva I want. Before you bathe me, you bathe and come first. Janma sarthaka kari kara para upakar. First you clean yourself, then you clean me. So it's very important that we maintain cleanliness. One time, one devotee, while speaking, he told Srila Prabhupada, cleanliness is next to godliness. And Prabhupada said, no, cleanliness is godliness. So it's very important. You'll see when Putana is being described post deliverance, there also you'll see her teeth are being described. And even here you can see Hiranyakashipu's teeth are being described. And you can see Aghasur, his teeth are being described. So it's very important that we brush our teeth properly and make sure that even after prasadam we floss and we keep oral hygiene. It's very important because either you'll be with deities or you'll be with devotees. And devotees will not do paraspara anukathanam or guhyamakyati pruchati if the dental oral hygiene is not properly taken care. So Karala, Damshtra, and Ugra Drishti, again his eyes and Bhrukuti, his eyebrows are frowning, eyebrows are shaking, eyes are his mouth, canine, sharp, terrible teeth. Oh, his face has so many expressions. Shukdev Goswami is a perfect transcendental CCTV camera. He's relaying real time, live broadcast of what is happening. And Dushpreksha Bhrukuti Mukha, you couldn't even see his face. His eyebrows were frowning and dancing. And Shulam Udyamya Sadasi, Hiranyakashipu lifted his trishul, his trident, and Danavan idam abravit, and he started talking to the demons. Now you'll see how he makes a general call. He calls out to everyone. Text 4 and 5. भो भो दानव दैतेया द्विमूर्धन त्र्यक्षशंभर शतबाहो हयग्रीव नमुचे पाक इल्वल विप्रचित्ते मम वच पुलोमन शकुनादय शृणुत अनंतरम सर्वे क्रियतामाशुमाचिरम. So he starts off by calling out bho bho. So in Sanskrit, bho means oh. Oh. अद्वय भो भगो अगोप्य लोप्य सर्वेश्वरेतु यश्चन च लोपे sandhi. Sri Jiva Goswami Pad, while explaining Vyakaranam, he includes this word bho, bhago, and agho in the sutra, meaning bho means O, bhago means O great one, and agho means O sinful one. So these three usages are found in Shastra. Bho daridrya namastubhyam. There are verses like that. Sandhya vandanamastu bho. भो भो राम त्वमेवाश्रय भो कृष्ण त्वमेवाश्रय. Bho means oh, you call out, oh dear person. And bhago means bhagyavan, oh great soul. And agho means oh sinful one. So these words are popularly and regularly found. So Jiva Goswami Pad has included them in a sutra while explaining Vyakaranam. That in case if you find these words, this is the rule. So bho means oh. So bho bho danava daiteya. So danavas and daityas are two classes. So there is Diti and there is Danu. Danu's children are Danavas. Just like Manu's descendants are Manavas. When we say humans are called Manava or Manushya, where does that word come from? It comes from the root word Manu. So even the word man that we say in English comes from the word Manu. So Manu's descendants are Manavas or Manushya, humans. Similarly, Danu's descendants are Danavas. And Diti's descendants are Daityas. Aditi's descendants are Adityas. So this derivation is found. So Hiranyakashipu is calling out to both classes. Bho bho danava daiteya. So this is a general call. And then after that, he starts getting specific. Look at the specifics that he calls out. Dvimurdhan, triakshara, triaksha, shambara. So who is this Dvimurdhan? So Dvimurdhan in the Puranas is a very great demon who had two heads. You would cut one head, the other head still is there. Then you cut the second head, the first head is there. So he always has, like a stepney. Generally, when you try when you drive the car, when one of the tires get punctured, you always have a stepney in the car, so you can always replace. So next time that happens, you can imagine this is like Dvimurdhan Rakshas, where he always has one over the other. Then there is another Rakshas who's called Triyaksha. Triyaksha means three aksha, three eyes. So this Rakshas has three eyes. So Lord Shiva is the Trinetradhari, the positive three-eyed Lord, and this Triyaksha is the negative three-eyed demon. Then Shambhara. Shambhara is also another very powerful demon who later on was killed by Pradyumna, the son of Krishna. So Shambhara. Then next call is Shatabahu Hayagriva. Shatabahu means that demon who had 100 hands, 100 arms. And Hayagriva means that demon who's demon but with a horse face. So in this way, all these demons have been called one after another. You can hear Paka, Ilvala, Namuche, Viprachitta, ityadi. Puloman, Shakunadaya. You hear the word Shakuni, so Shakunadaya. All of them, all these different uh, groups are called. And then he says Shrunuta, Mama Vachaha Shrunuta. Please hear my words. And Tadanantaram, after that, Sarve, all of you, Ashu Kriyatam, act on what I'm about to tell you. Machiram, do not delay. Hiranyakashipu is giving a speech. Khade khade, like the modern day politicians, he's standing and giving a hate speech. Many times you see one politician, one party standing on the stage criticizing another politician in another party, right? So that tradition, founder Acharya is Hiranyakashipuji. He's standing, he's calling out to his groups, he's angry, he's calling out different names, and he's saying, Mama Vachaha, my word, Shrunuta, please hear. Anantaram, after that, Sarve, all of you, Kriyatam, please act on it. Chiram, quickly. Don't Ashu quickly, and don't delay. Don't delay. Maachiram. Don't do it in the future. Do it right now, quickly. So he's saying both things. Do it quickly and do not delay. Like smartavyam satatam vishnum, vismartavyam jatachit. The do's and the don'ts. The do for him is follow my instruction. The don't is do not delay. There's no question of don't disobey. He's saying all of you have to do it. You have two options, either doing it now or doing it later. Between the two, the do is do it now, the don't is don't do it later. That type of dictatorship. Text 6. Sapatnair ghatita kshudrair bhrata me daita surit पार्ष्णिग्राहेण हरिणा समेन अप्युपा upadhavanai. So he says, Sapatnai, I have been going through tragedy in my life. Why Bhrata me Surida Daita Surit? My brother, who is very dear, Daita. Daita means daya, mercy, dear. Somebody for whom you can give your life. Somebody who's very Radhe Jaya Jaya, Madhava Daite. Similarly, you can find in Srimad Bhagavatam also. Tyaktva sudurlabham idam bahusambhavante. That section also you can find the usage of the word daita. So daita means very dear. So bhrata me daita suhrit. Very dear. So my dear brother Hiranyaksha, who's very dear to me, he's a well-wisher, suhrit, he has been killed. By whom? Sapatnai, by my enemy. And the Bahuvachan usage, plural usage, by my enemies. And how are those enemies? Kshudrair. So this is the sixth text. Kshudrair. Kshudra means not Shudra. Kshudra means insignificant. My enemies with insignificant strength. They have bhrata me daita surit. They have killed my very dear, well-wishing Hitaishi, my dear brother Hiranyaksha. So now natural question could be, how did that happen? So Parshni Grahena Harina, Hari has actually killed. But how, what is the adjective used for Hari? Parshni Grahena. Parshni Graha. Parshni means paksh, sides. And Graha means to accept. So Hari, you can see in the fourth line, Samena. Although Hari is equal, what has happened? Parshni Grahena. He has somehow taken sides with these demons. These, for Hiranyakashipu, his demons are, his enemies are the Devatas. So, because he will not consider himself to be a demon. He is Sadhu Shiromani, they're all Satpurusha. So, so he will say, all Sapat nahi. These enemies of mine, Kshudrai, with weak strength, Bhrata me. They have killed my dear brother, Daita Surit, who's very dear to me, and he's a well-wisher. Hiranyaksha has been killed. Parshni Grahena Harina. By Hari, although he's Samena, although he's equal generally, but Upadhavanai. Upadhavanai means bribing. हिंदी में जिसको चापलूसी कहते हैं उसको उपधावन नहीं कहते संस्कृत में उपधावन which means to butter, to get somebody's favor, to do something for someone, to worship someone and win their favor. So all these devatas, Hari, although he's sama shatru cha mitre cha yatha manavama, expects devotees also to be like that, equal, but upadhav nahi. ये सभी देव उनको खिला पिला कर अब पार्शनी ग्राहीण, they have made Hari tilt on towards their side. Hari is actually equal to, even Hiranyakashipu knows about Hari, that Krishna is equal to everyone. Saraswati Devi gives a Saraswat Arth here, that it is described that Saraswati Devi, who sits on the tongue of Hiranyakashipu, she cannot have criticism out of his mouth for her master, Vishnu. So therefore, Saraswati Devi packages this and gives a Saraswat Arth. What does that mean? He is angry and he is saying Hari is equal to everyone, but these people, these devatas, by upadhavanai, by giving favors, have tilted him towards their side, Parshni Grahena. So Saraswati Devi gives the Saraswat Arth, that actually Hari is equal to everyone. But ye bhajante tu mam bhaktya mahite teshu chapyaham. He naturally tilts towards his devotees, upadhavanai, who feed him with affection of their heart. So ye bhajante tu mam bhaktya mahite teshu chapyaham, that Krishna is equal to everyone. But however, ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamyaham. Though yadrishi bhavana yasya siddhir bhavati tadrishi. Those who worship him, they naturally make him partial towards them. So this is the Saraswat Arth. You can see throughout in this section, Saraswati Devi gives two meanings. So of course, one is the demoniac direct meaning, and Saraswati Devi gives a transcendental meaning. Our acharyas have written that in this section. So now you can hear this. Text 7 and 8. Tasya tyakta swabhavasya घृणेर्मायावनौकस भजन्तं भजमानस्य बालस्येवास्थिरात्मनः मत्शूलभिन्नग्रीवस्य भूरिणा रुधिरेण वै अस्रिक्प्रियं तर्पयिष्ये भ्रातरं मे गतव्यथ. So now two meanings are there in this verse. Tasya tyakta swabhavasya. So now we'll see the direct meaning and then we will see the Saraswatarth. So, tasya tyakta swabhavasya. Hiranyakashipu is telling all his anuyayi, all his followers, गए वो दिन जब हरि स्वभाव में रहते थे, सबके समभाव रखते थे, वो दिन गए. Those days are over when Hari was equal to everyone. Now tasya tyakta swabhavasya. He has given up that mood. He has given up that swabhav. और इतने घिर गए हैं ये हरि. राम राम, मुझे बोलने में भी संकोच हो रहा है. बट आई एम रिपीटिंग व्हाट हिरण्यकशिपु जी हैज सेड. हमारे ठाकुर जी है ना, मुख से नहीं निकलता. Hiranyakashipu ji has said this, so I am simply repeating because Narad Muni has repeated, and Vyasadev has repeated, and Shukdev Goswami has repeated, and Suta Goswami has repeated. So I'm simply simply saying what Hiranyakashipu is saying. Tasya tyakta svabhavasya. And he says after that, Griner Maya Vanokasa. Griner Maya Vanokasa. This person has given up his good nature and he has fallen into Maya. And Vanaukasa. Oh ho ho ho. Ho. Look, he became a pig now. स्वभाव छोड़ना तो एक बात है, इसने तो रूप भी छोड़ दिया. छी 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 छी. He has given up his character, he has given up his form, and griner, disgusting. He has fallen from his swabhav of being equal to everyone. Imagine human beings, we in this material world, we are all partial. We take sides with our family, and blood is thicker than water, and all of that. But God is expected to be impartial, right? This Hiranyakashipu is telling his followers. God is supposed to be impartial. Hari is supposed to be sama. छी 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 त्यक्तस्य त्यक्त स्वभावस्य गए वो दिन. Those days are over now. Now no longer he is not in his character anymore. And Griner Maya Vanaukasa, he has fallen to such an extent that he has fallen into Maya. And even if you change your character, at least your form should be same. Okay, even if you change your form, you could at least be a lion or a cow or something. Chi chi chi. He became a pig to kill my brother. कोई हद ही नहीं रहा. He has given up his character, he has given up his form. Oh, chi, 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 chi. Hiranyakashipu is speaking with anger. And bhajantam bhajamanasya. He has taken up this form where he does bhajan of those who do his bhajan. Now, what does bhaj dhatu mean? Sevayam, bhaj sevayam, which means those who scratch his back, he scratches their back. Simple. And balasya iva asthiratmana. He has become asthir. He has become, there is absolutely no fixity. He has become without proper focus. He has become restless. He has become unsteady. Balasya iva, like a child. बच्चे जैसे अब ये पकड़ लेते हैं, फिर वो पकड़ लेते हैं, फिर वो छोड़ के ये पकड़ लेते हैं. Children play with this toy and they give up that toy. They play with another toy. They want an ice cream, then they give up that. They eat half a roti, then they're running around and some rice has fallen. Children are in their own thought process, astiramana. And here Hari has become like that. Balasyaiva astiramana. He has become restless like a child, and those who scratch his back, they glorify him. He glorifies them. And now he is, instead of being equal and impartial, he started taking sides. Oh, ho, 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 ho. What has happened? Hiranyakashipu, like the savior of mankind, as Patita Pavan, Hiranyakashipu is taking that self-proclaimed role, and he's telling all his followers, "हम नहीं करेंगे तो कौन करेगा? If we don't bring in a revolution, who will? कब तक हम ये सहेंगे? Till when will we tolerate this?" God has become impartial. He's becoming a pig running around in this world, killing my brother for no reason. What is this going on? We need to teach him a lesson. Right? So now the Saraswat Arth. Swabhav also means desire, personal desire. So tasya tyakta swabhavasya. Saraswati Devi is saying, Hari is so great that he has absolutely no personal desires of his own. He absolutely has no personal desire. And Griner Maya Vanokasa. This Maya, when Hiranyakashipu said, it refers to Mahamaya of this world. But the Saraswat Arth is Yoga Maya. That Vishnu is so great without any material desires. Even when he comes in this world as a Vanaukasa. Okasa, Okasa means resident. And Vana here refers to material world. So he is very mercifully, without personal agenda, covering himself with Yoga Maya and coming into this Bhavavana as a resident, living in this world. Griner, this disgusting material world, also the Lord enters, covered by his Yoga Maya Shakti. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swavadishtaya sambhavami atma maya. Swam, Prakriti, taking his own potency. Many meanings to that. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san. Krishna, although he is Ajopi. So, of course, we're discussing seventh canto, but to give praman to the fact that their Maya refers to Yoga Maya, we came to this verse of Gita. But my heart is going little more towards this verse. So I will say two more sentences, then I will go back. So Ajopi san, Krishna is Aja. Aja, he who has no birth, which means as Devaki Nandan, he is Aja. But Ajopi son, although he is Aja, he has no birth as Devaki Nandan. But when he enters the womb of Yashodarani, that Aja takes Janma. Therefore, there is Janmotsav, therefore is Krishna Janmashtami. Because if you say somebody has no birth, why would their birth anniversary be celebrated? You will be amazed, even today, in temples in America, on the day of Janmashtami, depending on the location, different places, thousands of people, thousands of people line up. Even in small temples, you can have 10,000 people, 15,000 people. And all day long, there is a line coming from the temple to the stairs, going all through the street, going up outside. And people are all waiting. There are people who come only once a year. They don't even know Hare Krishna Mahamantra. They are standing outside the gate. Hati Goda, Palki, Jai Kanhaiya Lal ki. So Krishna is so attractive. 5,000 years have passed. And on his birthday, even if it's raining, people who never come to the temple, they don't even know which sampradaya this temple is. They don't know any mantra of this community. But they want to come and see Krishna. So he is Ajanma. He has no birth as Devaki Nandan, but he enters Yashodarani's body and he takes birth. He takes birth in Gokul Mahavan. And it is described Yashodarani's umbilical cord was cut there and Gopal was given birth to. So, yes, Devaki Janmavada. Is he the son of Devaki or Yashoda? That's a secondary question. First question is, does he take birth as unborn? If he's unborn, does he take birth? If he takes birth, is he still unborn? Then the next problem is, if he takes birth and you're convinced about it, is he Devaki's son or is he Yashoda's son? Does he appear from Devaki and Yashoda? Or does he take birth from both of them? Or does he appear in the prison as Vishnu for Devaki but appears as a baby to Yashoda? Oh, Balya Leela Manoharam. Krishna Leela is intoxicating. Jayati Jana Nivasa Devaki Janmavada. Okay, now to add more trouble. Dve namni Nanda Bharya ya Yashoda Devaki Ticha. Our Acharya is quoting from Harivansh Puran. They mention to the purport of Canto 10, Chapter 21, Text 10, in the Venugit, where it is said, Vrindavanam Sakhi Bhuvo Vitanoti Kirtim Yad Devaki Suta Padambuja Labdha Lakshmi. That Vrindavan is so glorious that Devaki Nandan runs around barefoot. How is he Devaki Nandan? Because the Acharyas say, just like Krishna has many names, Yashoda Rani also has many names, and one of her many names is Devaki. Not to be confused with the Devaki Rani of Mathura. So Devaki Vasudev, that's one Devaki Rani. But Nanda Baba's wife Yashoda also has a household name as Devaki. Just like you find in this world also, two people can have the same name. Doesn't mean they're the same person. So when you say Devaki Nandan, it refers to Devaki Rani also. It refers to Yashoda Rani also. Therefore, Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Very confusing verse. Very, very confusing. Krishnaya Nama. I bow down to Krishna. Okay. Vasudevaya. So that means he who's the son of Vasudev. But if he's the son of Vasudev, third line says Nanda Gopakumaraya, son of Nanda Baba. How can somebody have two fathers? It's not possible. So if he is Vasudevaya, how can he be Nanda Gopakumaraya? How can he be the son of Nanda Baba and the son of Vasudev Maharaj? So therefore the understanding is Sripad Baldev Vidyabhushanji. He has commented to the name Vasudev or Vasudev in the Vishnu Sahasranam by saying Vasudev is also the name for Nanda Baba. Oh my God. How confusing can that get? How confusing can that get? Because Vasu means wealth in the form of cows, and Deva is the respectful Lord. So Nanda Baba, as the Lord of Braj, he is the king who has the wealth of Godhan. Therefore, he is Vasudev. And therefore, Krishna, as the son of Nanda Baba, is Vasudev. And Devaki Nandanaya cha, Dvenamni Nanda Bharyaya Yashoda Devaki iti cha. The word Devaki is also the household name for Yashoda. So there that means he is the son of Yashoda. And how do you know this is what Queen Kunti is interpreting? Because she very clearly says, Gopya dade, toye kritagasi gagdamatavat, yate dashashru kalilanjana sambramaksham. In the prayers of Queen Kunti, she says, Tat atyanta vidambanam. Kunti Devi says, it is very bewildering to me. Vaktram viniya, that Krishna on the day of Deepavali, when Yashoda Rani was running behind you, you were rubbing your eyes with your lotus palms and tears were mixing with your kajal, the mascara, and there were Yamuna flowing through your eyes. Generally, you see blue lotuses in the Yamuna water. But here, from the blue lotuses of the lotus petal, Yamuna is flowing outward. So, Kunti Devi is saying, Tat atyanta vidambana, my Lord, you are the Lord of the whole creation. It's bewildering how you are running in fear from Mother Yashoda. Samam vimohayati bhir apiyad vibheti. That, oh Krishna, as the son of Yashoda. So therefore, Krishnaya Vasudevaya, oh Krishna, how did Krishna receive the name Krishna? Not through Vasudeva and Devaki. Gargacharya, Bahuni Santi Namani Rupani Cha Sutasyate. This was given in the cowshed of Nanda Baba. Shukla Rakta Tathapita Idaning Krishna Tangata. So Krishnaya refers to Nanda Baba as Krishna. Vasudevaya refers to Nanda Baba as Krishna. Devaki Nandanaya cha Yashoda Rani is Krishna. Nanda Gopakumaraya, Nanda Baba is Krishna. And when he grows up and he becomes 5, 6 years old, I don't want to be Vatsapal, I want to be Gopal, taking care of cows. Govindaya Namo Namaha. How wonderful. This whole verse is only Braj Leela. So anyway, we went from 7th canto Bhagavatam, where it is said that Krishna is Griner Maya Vanaukasa. He comes in this world with his own Yoga Maya, the Saraswat Arth. From there we went to Gita Ajopi Sannavyayatma, that he's unborn but yet born. And look at this verse of the Gita. Bhutanam Ishwaropi San, Prakritim Swamadhishthaya Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. He comes with his own Atma Maya. Prakritim Swam, his own Prakriti, his own Atma Maya, he takes with him and he comes. And who is that? Shri Vrindavaneshwari Barshane Wali Radha Rani ki jai, Vrishabhanu Nandini ki jai. So this Antaranga Shakti, Prakritim Swam, Swam Prakritim, that refers to Radharani, internal potency. Atma Mayaya, Radharani. So, in hidden way, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna is saying Radha. Because just like Shukadev Goswami, if he says Radharani's name, then he will faint. And who will speak Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj? There, Parikshit Maharaj has only 2 more days and he is lamenting because he wants to hear about Krishna. And if Shukdev Goswami says the name of Radharani, then he will faint and who will speak Bhagavad Katha to Parikshit Maharaj? Similarly, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna's Gandhi was slipping from his palms and he needs to hear something. Now, if there on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, if Krishna starts singing Radhe, 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 Jai, 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 Shri Radhe, then Krishna, just like Arjuna's Gandhi slipped from his palms, Krishna will also fall from his chariot. Then what will happen to the Bhagavad Gita? So Krishna is also speaking in a cryptic way. Prakritim swam adhishthaya sambhavami atmamaya. I appear in this world. Ajopi, although I am unborn, I take birth through Nanda and Yashoda, and with Srimati Radharani, I perform pastimes in this world. So now back to this verse of the 7th canto. So here, Griner Maya Vanaukasa, the Saraswat Arth, is Tasya Tyakta Swabhavasya. Hari gives up all personal desires and enters this world covered by his Yogamaya Shakti. And Bhajantam Bhajamanasya, he does bhajan of those devotees who do bhajan of him. And Balasya Iva Astiratman. What does that mean? Balasya iva nahi. Bala. He is Bala eva. He is Bal Gopal. He is not like a child. He is Bal Gopal. He is a baby. This is the Saraswat Arth. And Asthira. He is unsteady in the sense that he is not heartless. He is not a dictator with a fixed mind. His heart is like butter. Whoever calls him, you call him at the Kuru Sabha, Asthira, he goes there. He gives up what he is doing and he goes there. Gajendra calls out, he gives up Vaikuntha and he goes there. Dhruva Maharaj calls out, he gives up Vaikuntha and goes to Madhuvan. And then Prahlad Maharaj situation, he breaks a pillar and he comes there. So Asthira Mana means he is always moving around from one devotee to another restlessly because he is Bal Gopal. He is bound by affection. So therefore, Tyasya Tyakta Swabhava. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti and other acharyas have given the Saraswat Artha, that Saraswati Devi sat on the tongue and interpreted Hiranyakashipu's words, which were criticism, but gave it as glorification. So we'll pause here. We have finished up to this verse. This Machula Bhinna Grivasya will continue next time. So we've finished up to verse 7. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रील गुरुदेव की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की जय श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय 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 श्री राधे श्याम जय हो।